During the colonial eras, Africans were persecuted and subjugated by Europeans. And this was largely done through religion. The Europeans came with religion, and it was the tool of subjugation and persecution. And it was also a tool for keeping people in order. It was a tool for reducing Africans to nothing. It was done through deception. The religion was used as a tool. Until today, the deception used as a weapon through religion still echoes in our day-to-day activities in Africa. I was on a bus sometimes, and there was a discussion about the continent and the black people. And then we got into some of the stories written in the Bible. And someone said, we are Gentiles. And I quickly refuted that. I said, no, that we're not. That according to the scriptures, in Genesis, the Gentiles are the Europeans and no one else. Have you thought about that? That the people who brought Christianity to Africa, saying that Africans are pagans and they are idol worshippers, are the same people who are themselves Gentiles and idol worshippers, who are of themselves practice pagan worship or practice paganism. Have you thought of people who preach to us about Christ themselves not believing in the Christ that they preach? If you are new here, you're welcome. Kindly subscribe to this channel for content such as this. Please click like and share with your friends. Now let's get back into the conversation. I told the woman to go check the book of Genesis, that the Gentiles are mentioned there. But she quickly said there was no word as Gentile in the Old Testament. She argued that the word Gentiles was only introduced in the New Testament. And I beg to differ. So we open the scriptures to the book of Genesis chapter 10. Lo and behold, she saw it herself. So, according to the scriptures, Gentiles are people of Europe descent. They are Europeans and no one else. Of course, in Genesis chapter 10, the descendant of Japheth was referred to as the Gentiles. And the sons of Japheth are Gomer, Magog, Javan, Tubal, Medai, Mashek, Teras. These are his children. And these were said to be the Gentiles. If you go down the scriptures, that same Genesis chapter 10, you will find out that the Bible also lists the names of the descendants of Ham, and of course, the descendants of Shem. The descendants of Ham and Shem were never said to be the Gentiles. Read and read it again. The descendants of Ham and Shem were never said to be Gentiles, but only of Japheth. The descendants of Japheth, who are Gentiles, are Europeans. You are saying, how do you know about that? Let me prove it to you in a moment. Look at this. The descendants of Japheth, one of their name, one of the sons of Japheth, is Magog, Gomer. Let's take Gomer. Gomer also gave birth to Ashkenaz. Who are the Ashkenaz today? What is their skin color? What do they look like? Are they Africans? Or are they Europeans? Oh, some of you are saying, they are Jews. Oh, yes, they are Jews. Yeah, they are Jews. But these same people are of Eastern Europe. In the 1300s, they migrated from Western Europe to Eastern Europe. And what they speak, the language they speak, is not Hebrew, but Yiddish with some mixture of Hebrew words. You think I'm making all this up? No. One of them, Ashkenazi Jew himself, Arthur Kessler, in his book, The 13th Tribe, said that they are of Khazar kingdom. They are of Khazar descent. That they are Khazarians. If you go check the 13th tribe, he further stated that they are of Europe descent, that they migrated from Eastern Europe, that before their migration, they had largely converted to Judaism. So they call themselves Jews. If you go back in time to their forefathers, you would see that they learned the everything that they do. It was learned, it was studied. They largely converted to Judaism. It was popular to be called someone who practiced Judaism. So, they are not in any way connected biologically to the land of Israel. Also is one of them by name Shlomo Sand. In his book, The Invention of the Jewish People, it was stated that they largely converted. The rabbis that you see, the old rabbis, they converted. And they mentioned that the skin tone and the skin color of the people who they have converted to their religion is dark brown, like the color of a coffee, or browns, if you like. So, the Gentiles, according to the Bible and according to history, are people of European descent. To further prove to you, Apostle Paul was said to be an apostle unto the Gentiles. If you check the mission of Apostle Paul, you would see that largely he went all through Europe, from Ephesus in modern-day Turkey to Western Europe, the people of Philadelphia, the people of Rome, the people of Thessalonica. He was all over Europe. Just take a look at these maps showing the journey of Apostle Paul. Also, if you go check, Google, who the descendants of Gomer, Magog, Javan, Meshach, Teras, Medai, Tubal, if you go check their descendants, or who are their children in present day world, you will discover that they are people of European descent. So in a nutshell, if you look at it critically, Jews are not, the so-called Jews today are not connected biologically, according to Shlomo Sand, who himself is a so-called Jew. They are not connected to the land of Israel biologically. They use Zionism to take over the land. And the nation of Israel was created in 1948. So, the children of Ham, according to Flavius Josephus, a Jewish Roman historian, he says that the children of Ham, or the descendant of Ham, are the black race, and that they are Egyptians, Libyans, Ethiopians, and Canaanites. And these people are said to have been descended from Ham. So they are people of color. But the descendants of Ham that are said to be blacks, the descendants of Ham is not just all black people of this world. No. According to Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, Ham, the youngest son of Noah, probably born 96 years before the flood, is the progenitor of the dark race, not the Negroids, but the Egyptian, the Canaanites, the Cushites, the Libyans, not the Negroid. So who is the father of the Negroid between Japheth and Shem? Your guess is as good as mine. So those who are parading themselves as God's chosen people are fake. According to the scriptures, they are the Gentiles. If you have enjoyed this video, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please click like and share with your friends, and subscribe to this channel. Until I see you again in my next video. I want you to always remember. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.